Hello, Trey Williams here, part of the Superior Acquisitions team, to talk to you today a little bit about when to buy a property for flipping. There's a couple of basic things we need to make sure that we get covered to know if you're set up for success on the front end. First and foremost, what is your return on investment that you're wanting out of the purchase? By discerning that up front, then we can walk through the steps we're going to talk about to discern if this is the right property for you to consider. The two areas that we need to look at is the homework before you go into the property, and then the things you need to evaluate at the initial consultation. First, the homework before you enter the property. Calculating the ARV, which is the after rehab value, is very important because the market sets ultimately what the home can be sold for. By establishing that, then you can back through the numbers to see what that ROI is actually going to look at. We do that by looking at the local comps in the neighborhood and figuring out what those look like to make sure that there are comparables in the area to support the number that you want to try to achieve. Remember, unless somebody's paying cash in today's market, the home also has to appraise. So we need to make sure that those comparables are there that the appraiser can use to set the property up for success on the backside. Other things that are helpful are looking at the tax rolls where we can find information about the seller, who the seller is, and any liens that may exist against the property. The second area is things to consider at the initial visit. We never know when we walk into a property what we're going to find until that door opens. So when you walk in, we want to be looking mainly at the structural items on the home because those are the big ticket items that can really get your rehab budget out of budget. Things like roofs, foundations, fences, all very important items that you can visually inspect upon that initial visit. Also, looking at what the finish out is going to be required. Those comps were going to tell you what level of finish out based on the price point, and you can go through and make your list while walking through the home on how much that's ultimately going to cost so we can calculate the rehab budget. Lastly is talking to the seller if possible of understanding what their motivation is. By understanding their situation, their timing, how fast they need to close, all those pieces can be brought in to help you set up your proposal for success. By following these two simple steps, you'll have all the facts that you need to determine if this property has a red light or a green light for purchase.